What's up, guys? This is another episode of the WildCast. I am not your host.
I am your host, Cameron.
I'm Doug. I've been on every episode, though. Who are you?
I'm dead.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, I'm dead and my name is Collins.
So, to start off...
We didn't have a cold open this time, which is weird.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be awkward.
I'm hungry, guys.
We had a cold open?
We always have a cold
Or we
open.
just start talking immediately after we hit record.
But
Right,
now
right.
we welcome them.
Because that and we actually have someone in the control room now. Instead of hitting record and running back into the room.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, that's Cody
There's a good volume.
in the control room. He's
So
not going to blow out your
mind.
speakers today, guys.
Thank
goodness.
heavens.
You're telling us.
I know.
You couldn't even hear yourself last time, dude.
I could, but it was just through
wasn't-
the board, not through the audio recorder.
Yeah, we were hearing it through the audio, and boy, did it hurt. I was
So.
like, oh,
Still working out a few kinks.
Anyways.
Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah.
Well,
Just brought that conversation to a screeching halt.
That was the desired effect.
Brakes hit real hard on that. But anyway, guys, like I said, I'm starving. Like I woke up late this morning. I try and get here before 9, like 8:30, and I didn't wake up till 8:15, and I live a half hour away.
oh, shoot.
Yeah, so I was like, crap. I haven't showered yet. I did brush my teeth though, which is good. I haven't showered yet today.
See, I hate not being able to shower
Mhm.
because then
No,
I feel so
absolutely.
filthy the whole day.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I feel, and I'm not gonna get home till like 9 tonight.
right. So now
So,
you have to deal with it.
I'm just gonna feel so gross. I'm
Yeah.
almost tempted to not shower until tomorrow after work,
Uh-huh.
but I will smell absolutely horrendous.
Sometimes when I'm at the house all by myself, I'll like shower twice a day just because
Oh, yeah.
I like feeling clean.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'll shower in the morning and I'm like, it's close to the end of the night. I've done a lot of work. I feel tired. I'm just gonna go shower just to pad out a half an hour.
a lot of work, which really just means like writing your D&D campaign or playing
Part of that,
Xbox.
I wish I had an Xbox, but no, yeah, like the
I get it.
podcast nonsense.
Yeah.
A lot of like half working on homework because it's just so
It's
easy.
homework, and why
when
would you
you're-
do
when,
it?
Yeah, when you're by yourself, it's so easy to get
Oh.
distracted. At least for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my parents, so I think 2 years ago, they went to Israel for a month. An entire month from like September like 13th till October 15th or something like that. I was by myself in the house. And like it was really nice cuz I could do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
But the house, like cleaning wise, got so out of hand.
Right.
And I think I made tacos one night and took the grease and put it into the garbage disposal, but something happened to where there's like a couple pieces of ground beef that didn't go down the drain
No.
and like fermented for about 2.5 weeks.
Oh, shoot.
It like, you guys know the phrase nose blind, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yes.
No, I haven't.
It's where you smell something so much that you don't smell it anymore.
Oh, okay.
So it's
It's
very
like when you go to
common.
someone else's house, it always smells weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like-
they never notice.
Like you
it
go to your grandma's house and it always smells like old people.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't smell it.
because they are old.
Well, yeah. But that's becoming nose blind. You don't
Yeah.
smell the stink. It's a real thing. Because I would come in the house and I go, man, it smells like butthole in here. Go downstairs, just do whatever, and maybe half an hour later I wouldn't be able to smell it anymore.
Wow.
But if I left the house and came back in for like an hour, like I left for an hour and came back,
Uh-huh.
it would hit me like a freaking freight train right in the face. It was so bad. And then me and my friend, we found the smell. Wow. It was
Oh, yeah?
bad. It was not great.
Did you have to like pull it apart and stuff to get it out?
No, I think what ended up happening, I didn't put the grease down the garbage disposal. I put it in a can, like a little soup can
Okay.
to throw away. And I just forgot about it or something. And she goes, Doug, I found the smell. I'm like, no, you didn't. She gives me the can. I went, no, you did. Yep. That was 100% accurate. And it was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh,
But
boy.
being in a house by yourself, like a fairly good sized house by
Uh-huh.
yourself for that long,
It's weird.
it's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I listened So I listen to stuff when I go to sleep. I usually listen to like a Harry Potter book or a podcast or something like that. But like every night that whole month, I listen to an episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast.
That's a good one. It's a good one to fall asleep to.
Depending on the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, like especially the earlier ones, their audio equipment isn't very good, so the
Right.
mics are kind of harsh. You're like, oh, stop.
I've been recently going to sleep. Hat Films, if you know them, they're from the WildCast. They're British. They've been doing a like Minecraft hardcore series.
Oh, nice.
And the episodes are like an hour long, and it's just like 3 real chill British dudes talking to each other.
That sounds awesome.
And it is just really relaxing to fall asleep to.
Can I just say, like a British accent, listening to that going to sleep is one of the best things in the world.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's not as harsh as a typical
As
American
as an
accent.
American.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, us
Unless it's like
Americans,
Morgan Freeman or something.
But
I guess.
even
It doesn't
him,
matter
though,
what dialect he's
I would,
got.
I would,
Yeah, he
I
just
wouldn't say that's a
kinda
typical
talks.
accent. He's
No,
got a very
it's-
unique.
He has a very unique way of speaking, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
I watched it. So I was watching on Facebook. You know, on Facebook they have those videos.
Yeah.
On your,
Yeah.
especially like on your phone.
Uh-huh.
You click on one and it just gives you a rabbit hole
Oh,
to
yeah.
dive down.
It's a trap. It just keeps going and going.
It 100% is. I was watching one about Gordon. It was Gordon Ramsay reacting to food, like
Okay.
in a kitchen nightmares kind of situation.
Oh
Right.
yeah, those.
And it was this guy. So it's the chef who he makes this burger, gives it to Gordon Ramsay, and Gordon's just like, "Oh, this is great. You know, this is awesome.
Uh-huh.
Why haven't you been making this instead of this that the owner made? The owner made something out of like frozen Wagyu or something like that."
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Because I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to make it." And the owner's wife is like, "I don't have that kind of power. You think I have that kind of power?" And I'm sitting there going, "Yeah, you're the owner. Like,
Yeah, geez.
you sign his check. You know, you can do whatever you want to this guy
Yeah.
and stuff." And I was thinking last night, it was like close to midnight.
Uh-huh.
I'm sitting there laying in bed. I'm like, a burger sounds so good right now. Like,
That's what you focused on is the burger.
it looked delicious, dude. The thing was like 3/4 of an inch thick on a like super big bun. It looked so good. Like a burger sounds delicious right now, but they're like $8 on campus.
Really? Jeez.
They're
On campus
so
food is
expensive.
very pricey.
Yeah.
It is.
Where's,
though.
where's their
It's a
burgers
total
on
rip-off.
campus?
It's just in the Union. It's over by like the Chinese stuff.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, there's that like that
It's a
dining.
Waldo's Grill, I think is what it's
Waldo's
called.
Grill?
Oh,
They
yeah.
they do have burgers.
Yeah.
That's right.
They're like
They
they're
are
like $8 to $10 though, and they're
Eight.
not that good. They're not $8 to $10 good.
No.
I mean, I'd rather go to Carl's Jr.
Okay, Cody's nodding at me. I'm allowed to bad talk Waldo's Grill. Okay.
I don't care if I'm allowed to or not. I am.
Yeah, I'm giving
This
you
is my
permission.
podcast. We
Okay.
can badmouth anything we want.
Yeah, and Cameron gave me permission to say whatever I want, so I'll say whatever I want. I mean,
Right.
heck, after the conversation we had last week, pretty sure we can say whatever.
What was the conversation?
That's
we had
true.
last?
It's like about feminism and stuff, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It was a bunch
I
of
think
guys
I think
talking
it's
about that.
social justice, not
Yes.
specifically.
And Mormons, like, and our religious beliefs.
Yeah.
So I think we're safe.
That's a pretty broad spectrum.
It is. No, it's definitely.
As well as hating on J.K. Rowling. So,
Yeah.
That's too easy, though.
well, not a lot of people agree with it. That's the
No,
thing.
you're absolutely correct on
I'm
that.
sure she's a lovely woman, but
She's a gajillionaire, so I'm pretty sure my opinion on what she wrote
her
doesn't matter to her.
imagination, it was better when it was constrained to like when you have to like fit your world and your head into one singular novel. I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
You do have to limit your scope, but then
Are you sure? Have you ever read a Stephen King book?
that okay.
The difference between Stephen
Hold-
King and
hear me
J.K.
out, hear me
Rowling.
Okay,
out.
okay.
Hear me
let's
out.
hear him out.
You
Okay,
have
hold on.
to limit it to the page number. Like Stephen King has a bigger page number, but like with the Harry Potter books, they had a lower page number. So you have to sort of limit what is all going in your head to what's relevant. But give then that person the internet and a website that is for lore, Pottermore, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
And
She didn't
you-
create that though, right? There was a fan-made site that she kind of took over.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
But now, yeah, so she had, book limits and stuff. You had to keep in line with the story. But now she has this website where she can just put in lore when she thinks of it, and that's when all the weird stuff starts.
No,
coming.
yeah, definitely. But no, the thing I was gonna say. So, I feel like comparing J.K. Rowling to or Rowling or however the crap you say her name
Rowling.
to Stephen King is it's almost like comparing apples to oranges in my mind because J.K. Rowling, golly, J.K. We'll just call her J.K. Why not? I'm on a first name basis with her. Her books.
What is her first name anyway?
I don't know, dude. Jonah, maybe. Joan.
I
Cody,
believe
think-
it
I think-
actually might be Joan.
I think Cody's looking it up for us right now. So,
Awesome.
Oh, that's his job.
but the thing is he or she got picked up by Scholastic.
Yeah.
Scholastic is a children's book publishing company.
You're
Yeah.
a money pit. You get picked up by Scholastic, you're
Oh yeah, you're rolling in it
you're
for sure.
good to go.
Uh-huh.
They'll give
She-
you 10 books.
She got rejected by
What?
a bunch of
Oh,
other publishing companies, which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But Stephen King, his novels are written for adults.
Yeah.
There are very adult things in those books. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
read The Mist. It's the only Stephen King book I've read is The Mist.
Mm-hmm.
Great book, real bizarre. Like, and I feel like it was one of the easier books to follow because it's just like there's a cloud of mist that rolls into town. There's monsters in the mist. Don't go outside, you die. Easy enough to follow.
Yeah.
But he can. I mean, it's written for adults, so there are bigger words. There are more words on each page. Like if you look at the comparison of a J.K. Rowling book versus a Stephen King book, Stephen King has a much smaller font, and the spacing isn't anywhere near as big as J.K. Rowling's.
Right.
Now, J.K. Rowling, she's a great author, and she's a
Yeah.
great story because she went from nothing to
Exactly.
a gajillionaire, because of these books, which is awesome.
Which I feel like is most authors, though, in terms of fictional writers.
Yeah,
Because you start out with, just you and a blank page.
You and a pen, basically.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, though, they think, oh, I'll be a writer, I'll write one bestseller and be set for life. That's not how it works.
Yeah, it's definitely not how that works.
Like James Patterson, I think he gets, I could be wrong, but it's like $5 million a year,
Holy cow.
or $1 million a year from the publishing company.
It's not
Uh-huh.
bad.
But he has to write 5 books a year. In order to get that money, he has to write 5 books a year, minimum.
That's a
lot.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to read a Patterson book, by the way?
They're big.
Either of you?
No.
Never tried.
Dude. It's all fluff. I kid
Is
you
it
not.
really?
Yeah, every other page is a chapter. You start
Really?
reading a page, like you read a chapter here, like on the left, chapter starts, so it takes up half the page with chapter whatever.
Right, the number or whatever.
You read down like 2-3 paragraphs, go to the next page, read that whole page, turn the page, and another like paragraph and a half, and it's a new chapter.
See, that's how I would write
It's-
chapters if I had to write 5 books.
It's so hard to read though. Like
Well, yeah.
I was reading Maximum Ride.
Uh-huh.
Because the story of Maximum Ride just sounds fascinating to me. It's kids with wings.
Right.
Like, how much cooler can you get? But the
Colin's like, I can think of a lot of cool.
I've got a hot take once you're done.
all right, the reading it, but I was getting distracted by turning the page to chapter. Like, I was maybe halfway through the book, so like maybe 200 pages in, on chapter 87.
Wow.
And that's not how books are supposed to be written.
Right. Well,
In
if
my
he's
opinion.
getting paid $5 million for
No,
writing
he
5
can
books,
do whatever he wants.
then it's not about creativity anymore for him.
No,
it's just about
getting the paycheck, getting it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it out the door for sure. And he's the kind of author, his name is bigger than the title in the book.
Yeah.
So it's more, James Patterson wrote a book, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
So
People love him.
it's true.
For
So
some
I
reason.
think Cody has some information for us.
So you were wondering about J.K. Rowling's first name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joanne.
Joanne. Oh, I was
Joanne.
close.
Close.
Joanne, Joan,
What
spelled
does
the
the
same.
K stand for? Do you know?
Christopher.
Christopher with a K?
Yeah, you never know.
Well, I mean, J.K. Rowling is a pen name for her.
Oh, is it?
So
I didn't know
yeah.
it was her pen name.
Mhm.
That's cool. That's smart. I think if I were to ever write a book, I'd use a pen name.
So
And
really, she was just
have it.
kidding about the whole thing, and everybody took it too far.
Just kidding, Rowling. Nice. All right, so you said you had a hot take,
Yes.
Collins.
I
Let's
don't.
hear
I
it.
don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but it's something I've been thinking about a lot recently. So I'll frame it as a hot take.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
when you're writing a fantasy story in any aspect,
Is
fantasy
this
like
on-
wizards or
Is this my comment about Patterson? with the Teens with Wings?
Yes.
Okay,
That brought it up. So
Okay,
like
hang on.
wizards,
Hang on.
magic. If you're
Simmer down.
Yeah.
So it takes place in our world.
That's I'm leading
Well, it
to
doesn't
that.
have to if
okay.
it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
But
that.
that book does. Maximum
So
Ride
my
does.
okay,
my
yeah.
my shtick with this is that if you're writing a fantasy story, the creativity of it immediately gets stifled, and I feel like it gets less fantastical if our world is involved in any way. Like there's a lot of stories that I feel would be cooler if it just wasn't Earth.
Like what? Give me an example.
Narnia, for example, I feel like I love Chronicles of Narnia,
Right.
but I do not think the present day England aspect is necessary.
Well, it's not present day. It's 1940s.
Well,
Well,
if you've read the books,
it was present
I
day when
think-
he was writing them.
Right.
I think it's better when you read the books because they
I
don't
have read the
focus so
books.
much on the modern
did?
day English.
Exactly. Yeah, they focus a
Or
lot
England.
less in the books, but still, I love the lore of like the world of Narnia in itself. But the fact that all of this is because two little urchins from England rang a bell when they teleported through a portal. It's a very me thing. I don't like it.
See, I'm on the opposite side of that.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy books that are a world within the world.
Right.
Like right now, I'm watching, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but at the same time, I don't care. I'm watching the MTV show called Teen Wolf. Have you seen it?
No, but my sister loves Teen Wolf.
Oh yeah, it's totally a chick show. It's Vampire Diaries with werewolves. Like
Okay.
that's what it is. And Vampire Diaries is
Werewolf
essentially
journals.
just Twilight. Like that's a TV
With
show
good
Twilight.
acting.
More or less. Yeah.
Debatable.
Oh, really?
I've only seen like 2 episodes of Vampire Diaries.
Oh, okay.
But I love how it's like this kid's a werewolf and he's trying to keep it a secret from the world. But it's like his parents know and there's a few people who know. And there's all these supernatural things coming into their town. He's trying to protect everyone from that. I think it's so fascinating. I love that kind of stuff. And like I said, I know it's a chick show. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't care.
See, like on that, I'd say it's with like setting it in modern day.
Right.
I think it's how you do it.
Yeah.
If you look-
it's a self-insert type thing where
It is, kind
it's
of,
common to
yeah.
give the audience a character that they see the world through.
Yeah.
That being said, Lord of the Rings didn't need it.
Right.
Many other books like that don't need it. Forgotten Realms
Right.
doesn't need it.
Uh-huh.
I think I don't think it's better or worse. I just think I enjoy
It's
it
your
more.
opinion.
Yeah, like
Right.
Assassin's Creed, don't care too much about the present day stuff with Abstergo.
I don't
and
think
all that.
anybody cared about the present day stuff.
No,
No
I
one
just
did.
want to get to the assassin stuff.
Yeah,
And
you want-
that's where the interesting lore.
You want to
is.
get to
Yeah.
where you can stab somebody and then go walk with a bunch of monks and disappear.
exactly,
Uh-huh.
and like
That's really what it
there's,
came down to.
there's a YouTube channel, I believe it was Defunct Land, that does defunct Disney stuff, and they had a series about projects that were in production but never finished for Disney.
Oh.
And there were so many of them that were
Yeah.
like, and there's these group of kids and they end up in this world or they end up in this world. I'm like, why
It's-
can't you just tell a story about that world?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of like that's a lot of stories for sure. I think the reason to answer that question, why not tell a story of that world, it comes down to laziness, if you ask me.
I think
If
that
I'm-
happens more.
If
yeah.
I'm writing a story, I don't want to have to come up with rules for a whole new world. I would rather take the rules for the world I know and then just
Enhance them.
or add more to it of
Exactly.
rules for these other creatures. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Right.
Which I mean, that's just the way it is.
It's like
and
I think
stuff.
it works pretty well in Harry Potter. She has a good enough understanding of the world, the real world, to fit her stuff in. But then you get stuff like Bright, where
I
if you
wanted
remember
to see that.
movie,
I want to see it. I didn't see it.
it suffered a lot from injecting fantasy elements into the world, but not addressing how they affect the world.
It looked like Hellboy.
Kind
honestly.
of.
The old
Not-
one or the new
not-
one?
No,
not-
I haven't seen the new one.
not
yet.
in a-
I haven't either because it looks
not,
terrible.
Not in a good way.
Yeah, I heard it was.
But like,
very
there's
good.
there's a whole like how it talks about like the war with the orcs back then and the Dark Lord and how the orcs are all oppressed now. But then there's a line from a Hispanic police officer where he says like, "Oh, they still blame us for the Mexican-American War," and it's like, so that war still happened, but there's also
So
centaurs.
So the timeline's messed up, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they don't
Okay.
they don't acknowledge the timeline. They say like
Yeah.
everything that happened in the real world happened exactly as the way
As
it
you
did.
remember it.
But there was also this war with the Dark Lord and orcs and dragons and centaurs
Yeah,
and
that-
fairies
And
and
it didn't affect the real world.
That
Oh,
would,
Exactly.
Yeah, that would confuse me.
you
too.
have to reconcile the two, which
You
I
do.
feel like Harry Potter does pretty well
I think Harry Potter does it well though because it's secret.
because it's secret. Exactly.
It's not.
Um,
Muggles generally don't know that what's going on is going on for for the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in Bright, it's like it's standard knowledge that
Yeah.
everyone knows,
and there's elves.
yeah, and
that are just-
that reminds me of the show. It just came out on Amazon Prime. I haven't watched it yet, but I really want to. Carnival Row
Right.
looks
That looks
very
really good.
similar.
That's
to that.
good because
Have you seen it?
no, but I know that it is a fantasy world. I thought
Yeah.
it was London, but no, it's which I liked because I
I
thought
thought
it
it was
was
a fantasy world in London, like a world within
it's
the world.
it's a unique world.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So like it's got its own continent and stuff, but it keeps the aesthetic.
Yeah.
So you're able to like if you know Victorian London, you know this,
You're
but
good.
it's at the same time
its
not
own
Victorian.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. I like I said, I need to watch it. I'm trying to finish Teen Wolf right now, though. I'm almost done with that, and I'm hoping that and this is something that just TV shows suffer from in general. They don't
Stop.
end.
Yeah.
They just get canceled.
Yeah.
You know, like Stargate Universe. I'm a huge Stargate fan too,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like Stargate's nerdier than Star Trek.
Stargate is very nerdy.
I love Stargate.
I was an avid watcher of SG-1 back
didn't
when it
get-
was reruns.
I didn't really get into SG-1. I loved
my
Atlantis. Atlantis was awesome. I think Universe was my favorite though,
Universe.
because it in my mind it's what Stargate should have been.
Right.
It was very dark, like
Because I agree. There was a lot in SG-1 that I felt could have been darker.
yeah, oh yeah.
It tried to be a little light, and
It tried to do it. It copy and pasted from Star Trek,
yeah,
in my opinion.
I really liked it because the characters were amazing. But
Oh yeah, like Teal'c, awesome.
Teal'c was great.
Love Teal'c, but
I'm blanking on everybody else's names.
you have O'Neill,
O'Neill.
Jackson. Jackson's okay. He's all right, but
Jackson's weird.
but Universe
'Cause they
had
get that whole like psychic thing with him.
yeah. Stargate Universe had stakes though.
Yeah.
So, because they're trapped on this ship that is hurtling through space towards like the end of the universe, more or less.
Right.
And every time they stop every like 36 hours or something like that. But the ship puts them in near a planet that has resources they need, which is kind of cool.
So are they going through Stargates or?
Yeah. So the ship has a gate.
Oh, the
And-
ship's
It's
Called
has a-
Stargate,
and-
but they don't do anything with Stargates. It's just the name.
The ship has a gate,
Well, you remember Star Trek: Deep Space Nine?
and
I
I never watched that.
It was about a space station. I might be getting this wrong, but
Oh,
so
Trek
it was
is
a
gonna
space
be
station called
upset.
Deep Space Nine. But at no point did they trek through the stars.
Gotcha.
They were on the space station
The entire time.
the entire time.
Yeah, no. So in SG Universe, they'll go they go to other planets all the time
That's cool.
and stuff, but there are actual stakes because they can't get back to Earth. So
Right.
if someone dies,
They're dead.
they're dead. Like they're gone. There's no Star Trek red sweater guy.
Right. There was.
Now, do they kill them off though?
Yeah, characters do die.
That's
okay.
interesting.
There's a whole group that stayed on a planet in like season. So there's only 2 seasons of SGU, and then you have a comic book that's supposed to be season 3.
Right.
And what happened is these guys, they're all like religious nuts. They end up staying on a planet saying, "Oh, this obelisk thing is here to keep us here and help us," and da 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 da. And then they come back. They get back on the ship. I forget how they show up, but they come back. But they all start dying in ways that they died on the planet. And the last guy who dies ends up freezing to death because that's how he died on the planet and stuff. It's just it was super interesting, and I felt like if Stargate was darker, it would be
Right.
so much cooler. And I need to cough right now, so I'm gonna let you two
All
talk.
right.
while
So I
cough.
think
Okay.
SG1 certainly got weird more often than it got dark. There was one episode that was real dumb where they were going, from a planet to back to the base.
Yeah.
And Teal'c was the last one going through. And as he's going through the Stargate, both sides close.
Ooh.
So
that's like impossible though.
Exactly. It gets weirder. And
in
so
the
they're like,
rules of the show, that's
like,
not possible.
he's still in there. And so like they delve into the lore in a way that I think is real weird, where it's like how it's really a computer type thing and it's transferring data between the two Stargates.
places,
And so
yeah.
Teal'c is data right now in between them. So we have to, but if we turn them back on, then the data will be lost because it resets the connection.
I hate when shows do that. They just
Yeah.
like break their own rules.
Like, you're
Yeah.
making me want Teal'c to die this episode.
Right. Which is unfortunate because
Because Teal'c is great.
yeah, and he does the voice of Kratos. Did you know that?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
he's Kratos.
Yeah, he's Kratos.
Alright.
But my favorite episode of Stargate SG-1 was the one where he's in the computer simulation.
Oh, yeah, and it keeps looping.
And it keeps looping.
I was
because,
just thinking about that one. That
Because
was
in his
fantastic.
mind, do you know anything about what we're talking about?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I've never
So-
seen anything.
So in the
About
show,
Stargate.
the bad guys are called the Goulds.
The ghouls?
Gould.
Gould.
Gua'uld.
Shut up. And so Teal'c gets put in this computer simulation to simulate a scenario where the Gould
Yes.
attack the
They never pronounce
base.
it right in the show either.
Yeah.
My gosh.
They just changes per episode pretty much.
Gould.
But he is in the simulation and there's two, what was it? There two, right? To begin with? Or one?
Stargates?
No, one Gould in that simulation with him.
I don't remember.
It's like one or two. And he ends up beating him. He ends up killing him.
Okay.
But then he gets killed by another one because the computer simulation is taking from his brain
Right.
the fact that he believes it's an unwinnable battle.
Oh.
And so
and
it's
he can't, because it's
and
just a
there's
normal.
nothing he can do about
It's just
it.
a normal training simulation, but because of the way he thinks,
it's not letting him out.
it's not letting him out.
Yeah.
And so like
So
if
it's
and
like
his
that training simulation in Dragon Ball Z where they go in that.
It's kind of like the hyperbolic time chamber a little
Yeah,
bit, but
yeah.
not
yeah,
quite.
and like his heart rate's getting so bad that if they just pull him out, then he'll have a seizure and die or something.
Yeah, he'll go into cardiac arrest. I think.
Yeah, he'll go into cardiac,
He
yeah.
goes into cardiac arrest because they keep giving him adrenaline shots.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just
So it's such a there's a
such
lot
a-
of real stressful episodes.
such a nerdy show, but
And
I
then-
love it.
That's good.
I love.
This
And
is just going to be the nerd podcast now.
isn't that what we are anyway? Like,
None of the other episodes were nerdy.
yeah,
So
it
it's
was
like,
the last
all right,
one.
now let's
Last
talk
time we
about
talked about
Stargate.
Harry Potter.
A little bit.
But Jason
It's-
Momoa is in Stargate Atlantis.
Oh,
What? Really?
yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
is.
Aquaman, you know who that is.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's not as big as he is in Aquaman. He's still a big dude in Atlantis, but he's got dreads. It's
Dang.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
he is so cool.
That was the show that was a lot more gory than SG1,
Yes,
if I
yes, it
remember
was.
correctly, and that's why I didn't watch it because I was a wee kid.
Well,
at the time.
Atlantis is darker than SG1 because you have the Wraiths who are the bad guys in that,
they-
and they suck your life.
How
force
often
out
do
of
they
you.
leave Atlantis?
Every episode, more or less.
Okay,
Yeah, they're always off doing
because
stuff.
I had assumed it was all about Atlantis.
No, it's very much a carbon copy of SG1.
Okay,
Like they,
but the base is in Atlantis instead of
the
in
base is in
Colorado.
Atlantis, yeah. But I mean, there are obviously like the end of season 1 and the premiere of season 2 is the Wraith attack Atlantis,
Right.
and so you have that battle, which is a
Well,
really
now
cool
there's
battle.
wraiths in Stargate.
Yeah, they're in
they
the
put
Pegasus galaxy,
People in cocoons and stuff.
and they eat your life force.
Oh, there's that one. Yeah, like there's a lot of
I
nerdy
thought
stuff.
this
Like
was sci-fi.
in one of the
Nope.
season finales for Stargate SG1, like there's a bunch of Gould ships, and the ships start forming a ring, and they're like, it kind of looks like a Stargate, and then
Yeah,
the
they
ships
make
create a giant
supergate.
Stargate, a
Yep.
supergate, and then there's like flagship comes through. Ooh, so dope.
And they use the supergate. They use supergates to jump from the Milky Way galaxy to the Pegasus galaxy.
So
Right.
Supergate is Stargate for ships.
Yes, pretty much.
Cool.
It's like one.
Just trying to make sure I got all this. You know?
Yep, pretty much. But can I just say that I didn't sleep at all last night?
Yeah.
Like I went to bed at about 11:30. Well, I got in bed at 11:30. I trying to fall asleep at midnight because I went down that rabbit hole of Facebook videos
Right.
because it's so easy, so easy to get lost in that rabbit hole. But I was coughing all night last night, so I'm just so tired.
Dang, I'm sorry.
And I drink a Rain energy drink. It has 300 milligrams of caffeine in it, and I'm still tired. And I feel like my heart's gonna explode. Like my the right side of my chest has been spasming for the last 3 days.
Oh, is it still spasming?
Yeah, like, it just happened right now.
Oh heck.
So I'm kind of scared. I'm like having a heart attack, but don't know. So it's just like, oh.
I hate spasming muscles.
The worst is when my eye does it.
Oh yeah, that is the worst.
I hate when that happens.
Cause you can like see it always.
Mhm, your eyelids
Like,
just like, you're just like, stop. But yeah, so we did our live show last night.
Yeah, that was
Sure did.
That was rough.
Sure did.
Did the live show, then did the post show, then
I had to go help
was
shoot
just
another
us,
thing after
actually.
that
it
too.
was just us. Yeah, and we went home. I went home and I went to sleep, and I woke up still tired. I was so gassed.
That's that's like average though, dude. Like,
yeah,
being a college student, oopsie daisies. Being a college student, that's just like a given that you're gonna be tired all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
Like if you
so
come to
tired.
class and you're like, oh, it's a Monday, I'm tired. It's like everybody's like that.
Even the professor's like, I don't want to be you guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with you today. It's incredible, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I don't like high school wasn't this bad.
no, it
I don't
wasn't.
feel like high school was this bad at all.
I feel
as
like
far as being
I feel like
tired.
I enjoyed high school a lot less, but
Yeah, no, absolutely.
like college, I believe is harder,
yeah,
but easier at the same time.
it's harder because of the workload, but it's easier because it's about
'Cause it's not
7 times
busy
out of 10.
work.
It's not busy work, but it's also something you're at least semi interested in. Like you're passively
it's less
interested
restrictive,
in it. Yeah.
So yeah.
You can do more or less whatever you want. And a professor doesn't care if you get up and go to the bathroom. It's like the greatest thing ever.
Oh yeah, because you don't have people going to the bathroom and then
just
going out and
skipping out.
smoking weed with their
Yeah.
friends, and even if they are, nobody cares.
Not in college. You're all
Yeah.
adults. Like I remember
Exactly.
it was a hydration test for wrestling, and what that says is just, hey, are you hydrated at whatever weight you are? Cool, you can go down to this minimum body or this minimum weight with your body percentage and like body fat percent. And I remember I got a gallon of distilled water because I'm an idiot. Distilled water has nothing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was trying to drink it to be hydrated, not just pee like a racehorse all the time. And I remember sitting in my English class, and the English teacher had this policy of no hall passes, even though she was right across the hall from the bathroom and stuff. And I couldn't stand her to save my life. Like I got out of her class after a semester because she was a psychopath.
It's because they have that like stupid misconception that you have to treat all the kids equally. Well, I don't think you do. If there's kids that misuse it, then they
Then
should
it's on
get
them.
punished.
Yeah.
Not the kids who genuinely need to go to the bathroom.
Well, and I ended up telling her, I told her, I'm like, look, I really need to go to the bathroom. So she let me go the first time. And then, 5 minutes later, I'm like, hey, I really need to go to the bathroom again. She goes, what? And I go, yeah. Look at this. And my gallon jug was like, I only had a third left of it, water.
Did she
I
notice
drank
it was distilled?
I don't think she did.
You
And
can't really look at distilled water and like
the,
tell
the,
the difference
the
between.
label. The label
Oh,
tells
okay.
you.
There's a label. Yeah.
But she's like, you must have the bladder the size of a teacup. I'm like, yeah, I do. She's like, well, I'm not gonna let you go. I'm like, fine, I'll pee on your floor. Like, it's coming out of me either way.
I mean, technically, she doesn't have to clean it up,
Yeah.
so she does not care.
But for her, it was more of, it's up to you where this ends up, because it's not gonna be in my body much longer.
Right.
And oh man, hydration tests always sucked for wrestling. I miss wrestling though. I had so much fun doing it. The training was just awesome.
They asked me to join the wrestling team when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Just because I weighed so little.
Yeah.
That,
Get a forfeit.
Yeah. Because
Yup.
they checked and they're like, dude, like there's no one else in your
there's no
weight
one-
class in the district. We need you to join. And
Yeah.
I kind of wish I had, because that would have been real fun. I
Oh,
might have
are you
actually
saying that you get an automatic win? Is that
automatic
what
win.
it is?
Yeah, because
Pretty
I would have been the
much.
only person in my weight
Oh,
class.
Yeah.
interesting.
See, I was in I wrestled 160 all through high school. So like 160 pounds.
Right.
So I was in the weight class that was just stacked. Just tons of people, so many people in that weight
like
class and stuff.
100 pounds.
But I'm more than anything
Maybe.
with wrestling, I miss the training. Because the
Yeah,
practices were like,
I missed out on that for sure.
it was like going back to the like showering and stuff we were
Right.
talking about earlier. When I was in high school, I would shower probably 3 times a day.
Wow.
I'd shower in the morning, either before school or after my wrestling class. because we had a wrestling class,
Okay.
which was awesome, which was essentially just a workout class.
Mm.
And then so go through the school day, have practice. And on my team, if you didn't shower after practice at the school, we were pretty much given full reign to haze you.
Real.
Because
That makes
I mean,
sense,
think
yeah.
about it though. Like those wrestling mats and stuff, they're so gross. Like it doesn't matter if you mop them every day or not; they're still disgusting. Especially our wrestling room, because they used it for the yoga class too.
Oh man.
Like I found fingernail clippings in there, hair in there. It was gross. So you'd shower after practice, and then I'd get home from practice, and 9:00 at night, I was like, well, I'll shower again. So I'd take another shower that night.
Wow.
It was great.
Just dry
I
out
didn't
your
mind.
skin.
Took a lot of showers when I had kidney stones.
Oh, I bet. The only problem with if I had a kidney stone, realistically, I'm taking a bath.
Yeah, baths
Like
were better.
I'm a sit. I'm not freaking standing in a shower.
But
Screw
like,
that.
yeah, when the first night, I just not thinking straight. And I had no sleep and a lot of pain. I'm like,
Yep.
just turn the water on and then sit down
Yep.
with it on my back and
Just
fall
cry.
asleep and cry. A lot of crying. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Lot
yeah,
of- I'm glad I was home alone because it was just a lot of yelling.
I bet. God. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, my skin did get very dry. There were times at practice where for the warm up, my body would start sweating and it would sting.
Right.
Like my skin would sting. I'm like, it hurts. But I mean, we had one kid. He didn't even shower after a morning workout one day. I was
Oh,
like,
man.
dude, what are you doing? Like, we had a full blown practice that morning. I was like, what are you doing, dude? He's like, oh, how many clothes? I'm like, I don't care if you have clothes or not. Go shower, dude.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't-
if you shower and then go back into clean clothes, you are still cleaner than before you showered.
Yeah, well, it's just in my mind, it was like, dude, how do you not have clean clothes? You knew we had practice today. You knew we had a
Right.
full workout this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, and then that comes down to as well. I always hated in high school when the kid on the team would show up late to practice, an early morning practice, and come in and go, "Oh, sorry," like talking to the coach, go, "Oh, sorry, my mom didn't wake me up this morning."
Yeah.
It's like your mom wakes you up for school still.
My mom didn't
You're like
wake me up
16,
this morning.
dude. Like I've gotten myself up for school since I was in like 5th grade, I think.
Right. Yeah.
I get myself up. I get
Yeah,
myself
since I
ready for
learned how
school.
to turn on an alarm.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, have your
Easiest thing to
parents set the
do.
time for it, but yeah, you can.
Oh, see, I did that myself too.
Yeah, that's what I would
figured
do,
out how to do
'cause
everything.
I would time my whole morning routine, and so I'd set my alarm for that morning routine,
I just
and then
That
just
sounds about right.
yeah.
nothing frustrates me more than lazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really what it boils down to. Just like laziness irritates the crap out of me because I feel like I'm working my butt off all the time. I mean, you guys know my schedule. Monday, I work until 2 or 3 in the afternoon, go home, shower, come up to class. I'm here until like 6 working on stuff. Tuesdays, I'm here all day. I mean, I'm super lucky that my job gave me the time off for Tuesday and Thursdays to be on campus instead of having to do all night classes because that really sucks. But it frustrates me when people are, talking about how busy they are and they're in reality not busy.
Yeah.
But for them, they're busy.
Like, oh, I'm so busy, but I also have like 6 hours of free time every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty low bar.
You're just like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion on it, and I know I come from a very unique situation, unlike a lot of people. Like I'm trying to graduate without student debt.
Yeah.
I have 1 semester of student loans right now, which is it's like $3,000. They're like $3,100 or something like that, and that's
I mean,
really not bad.
Realistically, I think every college student should go for that goal.
Should.
Yeah, should.
That's the key word.
But the thing is, that goal should be attainable, and for a lot of people, it just isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
See, and I disagree on that. I feel like it is attainable for a lot of people. They just need to figure out how to do it.
Right.
A lot of people want to go to class, party,
Right.
and that's it.
Well,
if you
also-
don't even bother filling out a FAFSA, then
And then it's on you.
you shouldn't complain.
And
Or-
my first 2 years of college, I didn't do the FAFSA.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
I just
What?
paid for it out of pocket.
Wow.
I just worked my tail off and paid for it out of pocket on a monthly payment plan. That's how I did it.
Well, I mean, you still paid for it. You didn't just like,
No,
I'm just gonna get all the debt.
Yeah,
now.
no,
so-
I definitely didn't party or anything like that. I was
Uh-huh.
constantly working and stressing about money and things like that. But now it's more of, FAFSA. Yes, do FAFSA.
Uh-huh.
And little pro tip: once you hit 24, you're considered independent regardless of where you live.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, I got my grant because of that. Because I'm 25, but I still live at home.
Got one more year for that.
But according to
Okay.
the government, I'm independent even though I still live at home.
I'm probably gonna graduate before I hit 24. Gosh,
And
dang it.
a lot of people do.
Right.
I mean, back kind of talking about what we did last week, serving my LDS mission pushed everything back 2 years.
Oh, you
Same.
know what? That's probably why they do it. They're 24 because they expect everybody to have hit their bachelor's degree before that.
A lot
Yeah.
of people, a lot of people get their
Clever
bachelor's before 24.
Mormons.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I always tell people, 24. Once you hit that, you're considered independent, and you're pretty much guaranteed a grant at that point,
Uh-huh.
which is awesome.
Yeah, that is super awesome.
And it also makes filling out the FAFSA a lot easier.
Uh-huh.
I hated filling that out. Like, hey Jim, what do you guys make a year? I hate asking that question so much.
Right.
It's like this is just uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and I'm in the vein too of when my kids go to college, they're gonna freaking pay for it. I'm not paying for their college. Screw that. Screw that noise. I know a lot of people who, mom and dad pay for school, so they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't give a crap about college and whatnot.
Right.
Where me, I'm paying for it all myself. I care a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
It's like, shoot, I had one semester, I passed one class. I was taking
Dang.
5 and I passed 1. That sucked.
I bet.
Yeah.
Whoops.
That was a rough semester anyway, though. I had a lot of stuff go down that semester. That was back when I was in business still.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Makes sense why I struggled. And I think the class I passed was my math class.
No, that's
Which
a good
is-
one to pass.
It's a great one to pass.
Yeah. It's the least likely to pass. But
Yeah, but all the other ones like organizational behavior. What was it? I don't even remember what classes I was taking that semester. I know I was taking organizational behavior, and
That
I was
doesn't
taking
sound
math.
fun.
It's not.
Is that a communications class?
No, it's business.
Good.
Yeah, it's recommended that you take it.
I don't want
Especially as like a DM major, like it's recommended that you take it, but it's
No.
so worthless.
I'm not doing it.
Like I hated that class with a passion.
Well,
If I
I
don't
feel like
have to,
that's
I'm not
most
doing
of
it.
those worthless classes. Like, we recommend you take it
Yeah.
because we think you're a complete moron.
Well, I try not to be. But no, I mean, have either of you gone into the business building?
Yeah, I've
Like,
been
have
in
you
there,
ventured into there?
They've got I've had to proctor the LSAT in there a couple
Have
times,
ya?
and that's where they used to do. They do it in Linquist Hall now, but
That building, like you go in there anywhere between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. is a nightmare.
it's weird.
There's so many people.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere to
It's like
sit.
it's a weird building because it's like 2 long hallways.
Yeah, pretty
Stacked on
much.
top of each other is
Yeah.
the entire building.
Yeah.
And it's like just the vibe in there.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that vibe of we're gonna teach. Essentially, we're gonna teach you how to swindle people out of money.
Yeah,
Is what I feel like it's about.
it works.
I mean, oh no, it absolutely works.
I'll make it right, but
Yeah, just because it works doesn't mean it's good.
Exactly.
But I don't like that idea. Like people doing professional sales.
Yeah.
It's like I just don't like.
I'd feel a little scummy no matter what.
Or like door-to-door salespeople.
because I mean, you're doing things for money only.
Yeah,
It's like nothing else, just money.
right. Where like doing this, I'll be honest, a big reason I'm in college right now is hopefully getting the return financially.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely.
And that is what you should expect from
Yeah.
college. But you should also be able to feel like you're doing something else
You should enjoy
in
what you're
terms
doing.
of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should. I personally, and there are people who enjoy doing door-to-door sales. Like that is what they love.
Right.
I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me, but for some people that is what they enjoy, and more power to them.
And there was like, oh, I made this much money only working the summer. Yeah, like I would have hated every second of it being out in the sun. I can't physically be out in the sun that long.
Those kind of gigs that are like, hey, come do sales in the summer with me. Mm-hmm. They promise you, oh yeah, you'll make $5,000, yada yada yada. You have to remember though, you're paying rent.
Yeah.
During that time, you're buying groceries during that time, so you really come home with like $1,000 maybe. Because I was approached to do it, and
only 5,000
and job experience that doesn't.
I think you might have gotten. I think you might have gotten ripped off in terms of your.
Well, it depends on how good you are.
Because I got offered a job for like $25,000 over the summer.
Okay, but
and it was a door-to-door salesman job, and I was like,
but a lot of those are dependent on how many sales you make.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, they hype you up like, oh, you're gonna do this and da da da. And I know me personally, yes, I'm very good at talking to people. Hence why I have a microphone in front of my face. Like it doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
But if I approach someone and say, hey, I want to sell you this XYZ, insert product here, and they say, oh, I can't afford it, I'm not going to respond with, oh, well, let me show you a cheaper option. My response is, okay, you have a good day, sir.
Yeah.
You know, I leave it at that. I walk away. A lot of people are like, well, let me show you this option and this option. And they keep going with it. And I'm like, that's not a good way to do things, in my opinion. You know?
It's not how you should sell.
Yeah. I mean, I got approached a couple years ago about
1 second, I'm gonna submit something real quick.
Oh, you doing homework?
Yeah, I'm doing homework. I thought it was due at midnight. Nope, it was due at noon.
Oh, that's always fun. But
shoot,
I was approached to go do door-to-door sales, and I went, dude, you know, like I'm making $14 an hour guaranteed right now. Why would I go forego that to go walk around in Texas, you know, every day, knocking on doors, hoping that I make a sale in one sale a day.
Right.
You know?
And you have to make that just so you can, you know, like pay rent and shit.
So you can survive. You know? I mean, and door-to-door sales, a lot of LDS missionaries, when they come home, that they go back and do it.
Yeah, they get picked up for that.
Because
I don't think the skills transfer personally.
You're knocking on doors. So we knock on doors as missionaries a lot to tell people about Jesus. Yeah. That's what you do. But at that point, you're no longer doing it to talk about Jesus. You're doing it trying to get money.
And ideally,
you're knocking on doors for money. Like that's what you're doing at that point.
And it's literally the opposite.
Exactly.
Yeah. And ideally, like best case scenario, you're not knocking doors at all on the mission. You have like appointments lined up.
Yeah, you have people helping you out. And
we
stuff
don't
for sure.
Do like I think there's a misconception that that's all that they do is just knock doors to annoy people. But like if they're knocking doors, it's because they have tried everything else.
Yeah, and their area just
sucks. They need to
Yeah.
fill the hours with something.
Yeah,
so
I hated
say
that.
hi, give them a glass of water, and then they'll be on their
I
way.
hated knocking
You know,
doors
a part of
so
that
much.
misconception is probably from the musical.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
the premise of the musical is a lot that's the sole thing to do. But
Right.
like literally, if you just give them a glass of water, they will be so nice, and then they'll just leave.
Or like if they need to use the bathroom, you just say, you just go, hey, I really need to use the bathroom right now. Let them in, let them use your bathroom. Just say, hey, I'm not interested. Just, I'm not interested in your message, but please, like, you need to use the bathroom. Go for it. You need to, what do you call it? You got to drink. Get a drink. Like, just be good human beings. And I don't want to say every missionary, but like 80% of the missionaries will be decent back.
Oh yeah.
You get the ones who are like, oh, come on, let us. I mean, what I used to say is like, let us practice on you.
Oh,
really?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because we were always told like you need to get X amount of lessons and crap like that. So,
that got done away with towards the end of mine.
So I'd always be like, let us practice on you, and that would give us our numbers.
Jeez.
But yeah, door-to-door sales, not for me. And I have a cousin who's very good at it.
Right.
He's extremely good at it. I know it's not for me. And depending on who you are, may not be for you either. But if it is for you, great, more power to you.
Yeah.
Just know if you come talk to me and I say no, you better get off my property.
If you find Doug's house,
Like, don't
he's gonna
sit
kick you off.
don't sit there and try and get me to buy something. Like if I say no, thank you, just go away.
Yeah.
Like, I hate when people kind of try and pressure you into things. I mean, you even deal with that on college campuses still. There people like today. There's someone out wanting us to sign a petition to clean the air. And I'm like, what does that mean?
It's like, am I gonna go out there and clean the air?
It's like,
no.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Do you want me to buy an electric car? Guess what? I'm in college. I can't afford that right now.
Yeah.
If I could get a Tesla, I would absolutely buy a Tesla. So I think they're just really cool. But right now, that's not feasible for my situation. So I'm going to do what I can. That is, unfortunately, because it's cheap, it's not good. There's 3 rules when you're buying something or doing something. There's cheap, there's good, and there's fast.
Yeah.
Right.
You can only pick 2 or 3, though, generally. So it's...
That's good. It's a triangle.
So for me, it's like, I want good and fast. So cheap is going to go out the window, or I want cheap and fast. So good quality is going to go out the window.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's kind of just the way things are in the world, unfortunately. It's a very unfortunate world we live in that is that way, but that's the way it is.
What can you do?
Oh, don't
Move to China and live a worse life. No.
not living.
Oh yeah, no, China right now.
I mean, the other thing I don't understand too. God, I have a lot of stuff going on in my head right now.
Do you understand anything? No.
Well, but why is Chinese immersion a thing?
What
in
is that? What do you mean
elementary
Chinese
schools?
immersion?
So
You mean the language, like teaching the language?
They don't just teach them language. They teach them like math lessons and stuff in Chinese.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
To like American kids.
Yes. Like one of my friends is a
they
teacher.
try to
at
teach
a
them as like a
Chinese immersion
second
school.
language.
Yeah. I'm remembering that. I don't know.
Why not do Spanish?
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like Spanish would be more advantageous here. I guess because if they want them to like get into business when they're older.
Chinese is good for business, but when you're 5 years old, you want to be an astronaut.
Right. Or like
an archaeologist because you watch Indiana Jones and that's what archaeologists do in your brain.
the parents where like if the parents are bilingual, where one parent will only speak to the kids in English and the other parent will only speak to the kids in the other language.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Me neither. Like,
because how do you forge a connection with both when you have to switch languages?
You can't. But I feel like Spanish.
What, do they never talk to each other?
Like I wish that I knew Spanish, especially where I work now, because I work in a factory with a lot of Hispanic people, and very few of them know English.
Right.
So communicating is very difficult. Although I did find a really good workaround, and that's open up Google Translate on your phone.
Nice.
And type in whatever it is you want to say and translate it to Spanish and show it to them. And they can figure it out from there.
Yeah, I took French in high school, and that has so far been absolutely useless. I've never needed to know French for anyone, but if I had known Spanish, then there's probably some connections I would have been able to make that.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
I haven't.
Spanish and I took Spanish in junior high, and that was a waste of time. 100% a waste of time.
Yeah.
So dumb. I hated that class.
See, I took Spanish. Well, I didn't really take it. I was given Spanish lessons in elementary school.
I remember doing a little bit of Spanish in elementary. Not much, though.
And I just forgot all of it.
That's how it goes.
Which is like, so why are you teaching these
how it goes with kids.
Chinese? Because who says that they're going to remember all this stuff later on?
Well, and a lot of it, though, too, is the parents who are pushing for their kids to be in there. And I'm like, why?
It's interesting.
Well, if my kid, my kid says...
That's what my kid says, too.
Yeah.
He smokes a lot. No.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Right, children smoking?
But yeah, I guess. But
I don't know.
Some do.
If my kid, and this is how I'm going to approach athletics too, is if my kid wants to play football, great, go play football. If I have a son, he wants to be a ballet dancer, great, go be a ballet dancer. Go be the best dang ballet dancer you ever can. The kids are going to do what they want, regardless of what you push them to do.
Yeah.
I will introduce them to these things, obviously. Like I will take them to a football game. Like, hey, does this look like fun to you? And if they say yeah, like, cool, let's get you involved.
And if they say no, I'll say good.
And if they say no, I'm like,
then let's go play D&D.
Great, good for you. I was pushed into, like, I was involved with athletics very heavily as a kid, and I was kind of, I loved football. I really liked football. Hated wrestling. Hated wrestling with passion because I wasn't good at it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't win my first. So I started in 4th grade. I didn't win my first match until I was in 6th grade.
Wow.
I went 2 years losing every match and just getting my butt handed to me. And like there were times I'd be done with practice and I'd be crying because I just hated it so much. And then I won. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Once you win, you're like, this is great. The only reason I started wrestling though is because I was told it would help me with football, and it did. It 100% helped me with football. But I think
just like run up behind someone with the ball and do a DDT.
pretty much. But I got so caught up in the training and everything else for football and wrestling that my grades definitely suffered, but I think my social interactions also suffered
Yeah,
with
I'll
people.
bet. Jeez, yeah.
Because I was constantly training, it felt like. And like I'd get home from practice and whatever and just be too tired to do anything else. Because I'm the kind of person who I don't do well when I'm awake. I'd rather be sleeping all the time. But I mean, I know kids who they'll be up till 2 a.m, completely fine. That's just a normal everyday thing. For me, if I'm up past 10:30, that's late. And that's even right now.
Right.
If I'm up past 10:30, I'm like, hate my life. So I definitely introducing your kids to sports and music and all these things is great, but forcing your kid to do one of them, I don't agree. I think it's a terrible idea, and it's very unfortunate because I know a lot of people who do it. I met one family that they had their kid playing baseball, all the camps and everything like that. In hopes that he would become a professional athlete, so they could that he could pay for them to live. Yeah,
That's selfish.
they looked at it as an investment. And I'm just like,
your kid ain't a
I don't
business.
know about that. I mean, someone forgot to tell LeVar Ball that.
Right.
Did you hear? Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Do you know who
I'm
that
guessing he wears tights and throws balls at other men.
is? No, that's not accurate at all. Cody, do you know who I'm talking about?
Isn't that Lonzo Ball's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He built a business.
Right, Lonzo Ball's dad. I know
And
him.
his son wears tights and throws balls at other men.
That's actually kind of accurate.
What sport does he play?
Basketball.
Exactly. Well, not tights, but close.
Basketball shorts. I mean, some basketball players wear tights under their shorts.
There.
Yeah.
I was right there.
I think he might be one of them too, actually. I think Lonzo Ball might be one of them too. But he's got 3 sons. He's got 4 sons technically, but only 3 of them are actually gifted. The other one's just kind of there. I kid you not. I kid you not. I kid you not. That's how it is. Like,
I only have 3 sons.
but he built a whole business around these 3 kids. They had,
So sad.
they had their own brand, the BBB. I forget what it stood for, but I think a pair of sandals was like $500.
Holy crap.
It was like borderline Gucci style, and they weren't that good. Like
Right,
they
well, of
weren't
course they
the
weren't that
brand.
good,
The
yeah.
brand wasn't that good of a brand. It was just there. And the really weird thing though was he was convinced that all of his kids would go pro. And I think one of them
Well, I feel like
played for
most
the
people
Lakers
who are
for a
famous
while.
expect that for some reason.
Oh, this guy
Expect
wasn't
that from-
famous though.
Oh, he wasn't famous.
No. The only reason he was famous was because of his kids. And because of
That's not a thing I
he-
want to be known for.
Yeah.
he always had a hot take about his kids. It was really funny to listen to him. Like he more or less became just someone that was hilarious to laugh at. Like
Oh, okay.
on ESPN and stuff. They always talk. But he's a really smart guy though, because any publicity is good publicity, and he was a genius at getting it.
Right.
That sounds bad.
But yeah, dude, it was. I mean, you don't hear much about him anymore because his kids kind of burned, like they fizzled out. They didn't really do. They didn't do what they were promised to do.
There wasn't enough substance in the publicity.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's an interesting human being, for sure. What else is going on in the sports world? There's a ton of quarterbacks retiring right now and getting hurt.
Well, wouldn't that happen every year?
Yeah,
No,
it seems
there's
like a sports
there's a
thing.
lot more this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little abnormal this year, especially with the Colts quarterback Andrew Luck retiring
Like right before the season started? Yeah,
starts?
that was weird.
I've got a thing tangentially related.
Okay.
Did anyone here watch this year's American Ninja Warrior season?
No, I didn't.
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah.
So
I talked to you about the season finale.
Yeah.
And my parents were watching it when I came home that night.
Oh, really?
So I watched the dude, the real buff preacher dude, get to the end of whatever he was doing. It was with the bar, how he had to jump it and stuff. It was really weird looking.
The papal ninja, he got out on stage 1. He dislocated his shoulder. But what I was gonna say is, I don't know what I think it must have been the obstacle design this year, but there were a ridiculous number of head injuries this year in Ninja Warrior.
Really?
It was weird. Just people hitting their heads on stuff and having their heads bleeding, having their nose bleed.
Whoops.
It was just like every single episode, someone would smack their face on something, and then their eyebrow would split.
That reminds me of a wrestling story I have, actually.
Yeah.
So it was the Viewmont Invitational, the high school I went to. They have a wrestling tournament every year. And this kid, he actually went to the same junior high as me, and then his dad got a job as the head football coach at Box Elder High School.
Okay.
And he was wrestling, I think it was the semifinals, so it was the match before the finals of the tournament. And him and this other kid hit head to head, and his eyebrow popped.
Oh.
Just boom, blood everywhere, all over the mat. He still
Heads
had
bleed a lot.
Yeah, he still had
Faces.
like a minute left in the match, as well.
Did he keep wrestling?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So when someone's bleeding in wrestling, in real wrestling, they'll stop the match, wipe up the
you
blood
don't
off the
wanna-
mat,
you don't
and
wanna
then
get
clean
that
off
in
the
your-
blood on the person,
Yeah.
and then cover it, like
Right,
tape it, whatever, super glue, whatever you need to do to keep it from bleeding again.
Right.
He ends up winning, and he went like between. So there were a couple hours between the semifinals and the finals.
Right.
So he goes to I think it was like a hospital or Instacare or something like that, and goes and gets stitches in his eyebrow. And then we had a mask. Like, have you seen Man in the Iron Mask?
I think so.
You seen it?
Is that the one where they weld it to his face?
Yeah, it's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay,
He plays like his twins.
Uh-huh.
It looked like that,
Okay.
but it's like a foam rubber kind of mask.
Huh.
He goes out in the finals wearing that. It was so funny looking. But yeah, his eyebrow popped. It was so
Jeez.
gross.
It's nuts. I've been wondering this a while, what the protocol for that is in Ninja Warrior, because like you get something that's bleeding and then you fall
Right.
into the water. Like,
That
do they have
water-
to drain the whole thing?
No, that water's probably got a ton of chlorine in it.
Oh, okay.
And chlorine like immediately sterilizes stuff like that.
Good. That I was wondering, but that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it's the same thing with urine. Kids pee in the pool all the time, but no one ever
I
gets
wonder
sick
if
from
anyone's
that.
ever peed in the pool on Ninja Warrior.
I'm sure they have.
You take a big fall. Oh yeah, especially if you're like falling on your back into the
Yeah.
water.
Oh
you might
yeah.
have a little-
Your bladder's just immediately like, all right, let's do this and get it all gone.
There was one guy who had food poisoning before
Oh.
Vegas, and he's like, I don't want to go into it, but I've lost a lot of fluids. Like, yeah, you went to a Vegas buffet, you've been vomiting and having diarrhea all day.
I love Vegas buffets. They're so good. I'm hungry.
Not the one
guys.
that guy went to.
Like I am
You
so
gotta start
hungry.
eating before these.
I usually do. I just forgot today.
I usually do. I mean, I ate, but it was campus food, so it's like nothing.
it goes through you so fast.
Yeah.
As far as like
But,
nutritionally.
like, I could go to McDonald's or something like that and get an actual meal,
Dude, Mickey D's.
which is about the same price,
delicious.
maybe a little cheaper if you use the app. But that's like a half an hour
But you
to
can-
get there and back.
But you get so much more food at McDonald's
yeah,
versus
it's usually
here.
worth it.
I feel like it's worth it. But
I'd be at higher functioning for stuff like this.
I vote we go to the pie after this. Like I'm dead serious.
Never been to the pie? I'm down.
Do you have class after this?
No, I'm nothing after this.
Depending on what time we get done,
I
we
might
should walk
finally get
over.
my hair
Yeah.
cut.
I can cut that for you.
No, you can't.
I'm a professional at
How,
cutting hair.
how much you gonna cut it?
It just depends on how close to your scalp you want it.
I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna leave like 4.5 inches on the top, but then
Okay.
like just like cut it down to a 1 on the sides.
For those of you listening
Right.
to the audio-friendly podcast, Colin's hair is very thick and curly.
Yeah, my hair is so thick.
How long would you say it is right now? Like 6 inches?
Yeah, it's like 6 or so inches.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
You
so-
probably saw it on the live show. It's a pain.
Yeah,
in the
if they
butt.
watch the live show. Check out the live show, guys.
Yeah,
24
check it out if
people.
you want to see Colin's hair.
My microphone did not work in like the entire
Yeah,
show.
my
but
sister
that's
kept
okay.
texting me when I was behind the curtain. It was like super quiet. Like,
Yeah,
what's going on?
we're gonna get that fixed next time though.
Good.
B and I were talking about it.
No, there won't be
Wow,
next
like,
time. We're canceled.
Right before this, actually. We
For
were
those
talking
of
about
you
it before
who
this.
don't know who B is, that is the professor in charge of.
Yeah, we're not
36.
just calling someone B. because-
She's the advisor. Her last name is Baltazar.
It's
Balthazar,
Killer B.
yeah.
We have Killer B in charge of us.
Could be. If we don't do it right, she kills us. Hence why Kiefer isn't here anymore, guys. He got. It was a warning shot.
Oh, it is now at 32 views.
Nice. There are 32 views.
Yeah.
But has anyone else got anything they want to add?
Wait a minute. 32 views? Is that correct, Collins?
Yeah, for the live show, 32.
For the live show?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
saw
was-
66.
Oh, it's at 67.
There you go.
The preview was wrong.
So which is it, guys?
I'm gonna give it another thumbs up.
Average it out.
It has 2 dislikes. Who are
Well,
these people?
It's because of the audio.
It has
dude.
no public comments.
How many likes you got?
4.
Nice.
All right. Well, we're out of time. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done that. Leave a like and a comment.
We'll be back next week.
Bye next week.